Alright, so me and the bestie, I decided to watch Gumball Season 7. I have watched 10 episodes so far. I'm typing it out at the moment. It's going to be like a brief, thing where like I recap with ones that I really liked and ones that So I'm just finding the episodes for now on the wiki thing that I left because everyone's escaped into being anything. Anyway, uh, okay, so the burger. I thought this like from the trailer. I thought this was a very weak episode. Like, I get that it was uh, trying to be like about like healthy eating and stuff like that, and like that's something that they teach in schools and stuff like that. That it would be fun for kids for like that episode. I like the song at the end with the evil burger. That's really good, and like, but other than that, like, it's more that I didn't understand it, and also like the way that the trailer built up to this particular part, it was a bit underwhelming. The assistant, I really like this one because I liked seeing Nicole more of an episode that centers on Nicole because we don't have enough episodes that center on Nicole specifically. And it was nice that like they had like they subverted the thing where like the evil like the evil tech doesn't feel remorse or something like that and like is like evil and like that's it that they subverted it because the like the tech realized that the tech went way too far. I also really love like the slow motion barcode scanning scene, and also like because I have uh, a Quest 2. uh, I liked the reference to like the virtual reality thing and stuff like that. So like the distance. So this is kind of painful because of what's gone on with my life. This is kind of like the reverse of what happened with me, where like I have actually had moments where I had my ex on the phone, and you know we rely on each other way too much, where it was codependent and stuff like that. But this is like completely the opposite, where it's like Gumball and Darwin like want to be around each other constantly, and like there's some part of me that related to like the phone thing because even though she was a bit of a pest, it was nice when we'd like fall asleep together and like you know it's like it's like the My Dress Up Doll in season one ending is kind of how I would want it to feel, which it never actually felt that way. But there was like a slight pang of like, oh, I miss that feeling, but also like I didn't feel it properly. Uh, so the thing, I really like the thing. It reminds me a lot of the what's it called, the fuss, because I really love the fuss because I love stuff that focuses more on Richard and Nicole's dynamic and relationship because it doesn't happen enough, and like it really was like the fuss where like it's like, oh, what's the thing, like the whole and I really like the whole episode, and I really liked when I thought it was so clever when the whole like eating food to remember time and stuff like that. I really like that. So the butts. I really like the Principal Brown like rap about like his ass. Like I never thought that I wanted that in my life, but it's something that has now been brought to fruition. The traffic. So I like that this showed more about Daisyland because we don't really like. Anais is always talking about Daisyland, but we rarely ever see it. Like we saw it like one time in like season one with I forgot exactly what episode. I think it was the dress where they were on that roller coaster. I like the action scene of like them going in like in the sewers and it lead into like them going on the rides and stuff, and the actual build up to it. I mean, it was mostly them just like arguing, and like, it kind of reminds me of that Outnumbered episode. Like it's a UK sitcom where like they're stuck in traffic, and like I guess I don't know. Um, I think that it's a bit like that one, isn't it? Where like Richard takes them all. driving to school, and like I've forgotten exactly what episode that's called, but yeah, I really like the scene where like Gumball like sinks into the sea when he realizes that he's accidentally sent something bad to Penny. Like that was really cute. Like there is like he's like when Nicole's like, oh, he literally died when when he sent that image. I just when he sent that text, I just I took it for granted before, like how clever like this show is with like its visuals in terms of representing people's moods and stuff like that. So like Gumball like sinking into the sea, like literal like ocean. That was interesting. The astrological, now this is quite relevant to my life at the moment. I won't say much, but like um, so I like that this is a Mr. Small episode that like I actually enjoy. Like I didn't really like the Stink because I just don't really care about stuff like that and like preaching about like certain stuff and like I just didn't really, even though I'm being forced to preach about the trans stuff. So like I just didn't really like the Stink because of that reason, and like it's the same reason for the burger where it's like okay, like this could land for some people, but for me it's just like it wouldn't land because I don't really care about the messaging. However, with this one, it's like it reminded me a bit of the Storm and like like with like I've forgotten exactly what parent it is now. I think it's Alan and Masami. I think that's what it is. I really like this one though. I like how like Penny gets pushed away from the idea of him doing too much to prove that he can't push her away. Um, I also it would have to have a reference to that one Johnny Nash song at one point. Like I looked later on out of curiosity, like and yeah, it mentioned that. So I really like that episode. I will tell you like as we move on from the 10 episode structure, when I watch more of them, I'll tell you which ones I like the best. Because at the moment, there's an episode called The Best, XD. Uh, that like I will tell you that when I get you know to the end of the summary of like reading them all out. So the cheerleader, I liked that this was how many times I'm going to say I liked. So it's kind of I like that this harken back to the meddler in a way, but I prefer the meddler to this. But I see why. I do think it's cute that they all wanted to support Richard and stuff like that. But I wouldn't I wouldn't really see myself rewatching this one. It's not bad, but I don't really see myself rewatching this like compared to like the meddler or something. The boring. Now this was a really good episode. This one. So like the so basically they use Molly's time halting power. Oh, I should be reading the summary for these, but it doesn't matter because I more or less said exactly what happened. I'll just do it in my own way. So I just I really like that like Molly was considered a mistake from the void and everything like that, and they brought her back, but then they just made her into this character that everyone just makes fun of for being boring, like for talking and all that. And for an episode called The Boring, like wow, it's actually my favorite one so far. It's so clever because of it kind of reminds me of there's this UK series called Bernard's Watch where like this kid could like stop time and like do whatever he wanted, and it reminds me a lot of that. And I I thought it was very clever with the way that it went about it and everything, and especially that the message at the end and the fact that like they make up for the fact that they rescued like Molly from the void, but they're always like just ripping on her and stuff like that. And in this one, at the end, it's just like, yeah, I was trying to tell you the whole time that why Tina's mad. It's like, oh, it was nice to see more about Tina as well because we don't really have too many Tina centric episodes where she's pissed off with them anymore. Like she's just kind of just she says stuff, but she doesn't really do much anymore. And like we've not had one where like she's pissed off with them since like the fight which is all the way back in season 1, which was really hype at the time. So the teacher, this is the last one that I saw. After this, I'll cut this off, and then we'll go on to like more of the ones that I watch afterwards, if I'm still alive by that point. Transformation is the only. Anyway, yeah, the teacher. I liked seeing Miss Simeon's house. I thought like we were going back to like the Colossus with the Colossus with what's his name now? Hector's like hideout or something like that. But we've gone the whole entire series without seeing where Miss Simeon lives, so that was interesting. Uh, I I'm leaving it at that for now. I'll tell you my favourites so far. So my favourite is definitely the boring. With an episode called the boring, and yet it's my favourite. Like that's impressive. And then runner up is so the boring is the one with Molly, uh, and the runner up is uh, the Thing, because of it harkening back to the Fuss, and that's one of my absolute favourite episodes of all time because of the way that it centres around Richard and Nicole's relationship. Uh, I really like when like she was just like slowly cutting the thing, and they harken back to the thing with the console where like she's like, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. So when Nicole says that, it's serious shit. And then the assistant as like the third one, um, and then uh, that's kind of it really. The traffic maybe is like a fourth one, but again, like I don't know. I see how like getting angry over like traffic jams could be like entertaining, but I feel like it was done better and outnumbered. But it was not, it's not it wasn't really trying to do that. I don't know really what it was trying to do, to be honest. That episode, it wasn't it so weird that like Anais didn't really give too much of a shit that like Daisyland was almost cancelled. She didn't really care. Like the whole like entire series, she's always been begging Nicole to go to Daisyland, and like the one time that they're all upset, and she's like, it doesn't matter, and it's like, well, so favorite episodes then, from the 10 episode list so far is the boring number one, the the thing number two, uh, the assistant number three, uh, the astrological number four. Okay, yeah, so we'll go with that. And then the traffic number five, I think. Yeah, top three. Then you more or less know them. Look, this is off the cuff. But like this is what I would. I'm avoiding what I used to do, is where I used to wait and like until I finish an episode and force myself to do an overview. I'm just going off the cuff with this because Rob is going to go bye bye soon. So the three that I like the best: the boring, the thing, and the astrological. The end. Right. Mortal, you have served.